It's time! It's time! It's JFW time!
Hi guys, this is the time we got something to ring with the greatest faction in podcast history. Just Freakin Wrestling, the JFW Podcast, hosted by Travis B.
And I am the co-host, the amazing Turtle. It is a cowabunga kind of day.
Still trying to find your groove in your introduction, huh?
A little bit, trying different things, trying to get my pep up, you know.
Yeah,
but I'm working on it.
You gotta find what works for you. Some people just go with their name, but I like that you want to add a little bit more to it. Especially when cowabunga. Very nice. Very nice.
But see, I'm still not used to, you know, having it, like, the ball tossed to me right away. Usually it's, the one person does their introduction and they say, I am with this, that, and this. I'm still getting used to having to step right in, but I'm getting there.
Yeah, no, you know, back in the day, I used to do the whole, like, you know, this is Travis D, and alongside me is blah, 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 and stuff like that. But it's just like, I already talk enough as it is. I don't need to, you know, introduce somebody else. But you're going to find it, man. You're going to find it. Because I got faith in you. I got faith in you that you're going to, so far you are doing great. You're bringing what I wanted to as far as a co-host to the podcast. Very informative information going on in the indie scene. So a lot of positivity going on, and I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're continuing here with me. We still haven't got any Dally or Steve. Hopefully they will return within the next week or so. Not to put the cart before the horse, but I do want to kind of make a pretty cool announcement. It is actually in the works right now that next week's show, we may have a guest.
Oh.
So I'm not quite sure if I should say who it is. I really want to, because really at this point, since I already said that we're going to have a guest, even if they don't show up, it's already a bust. But I don't know if I should name who it is. What do you think? What do you think, Nubby? If you were the main host of Just Freakin Wrestling and you had a name of a guest, would you want to tell your listeners now to prepare them for next week, or would you want to keep it a secret until then?
Well, if it were me, I mean, based on what you just said, you're not 100% that they will show up, but we could save it to the end of the show.
Yeah. Well, here's what I can tell you. It was mentioned to the person that I would like them to come on the show in 2 weeks. I gave them a 2 weeks head up from last week. Pending their schedule, I'm not quite sure when the recording is going to happen, but the recording will happen next week, as far as I know. So it could be recorded on Monday to be released on Tuesday. It could be recorded on Tuesday to be released on Wednesday. We might not be able to get with them until Friday, which I would have to push the recording off until next week. But I reached out. I said, "Hey, listen, I want to get you on the show. We've been talking about it for a while. I want this to happen." And I mean, I don't think I see any issue with announcing who it is. But you know, I guess we'll see if I mention it at the end of the show. How about that?
You know what? We'll go with that. And if you don't, we will just make an announcement via social media.
Yeah. Makes sense, yeah. No, I'm going to announce it. I will. I'll announce it. Because the thing is, like I said, even if it doesn't happen this week, or next week, like I plan it to happen, it will happen. It's going to happen, and within. You know what? I'm gonna tell you what. I'm going to send a message again just to make confirmation, and I'm just gonna say who it is. Hey, any update for next week? Because they're quite the busy person. They stay busy. I know they mentioned that I know they said they had to see if they're available. I know Tuesdays might be a little tricky for them. If you know what I'm saying.
I get it.
Right?
I think I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Right. It's not C-Red. I'm just fucking with you. It's not. I'm just gonna say it now because it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It's actually we talked about it recently. Ivan Ranson.
Awesome.
I had a conversation with him last week. I just reached out to him and said, hey, listen, I know you got a hardcore match coming up, so I don't want to plan anything for the following week, obviously because of the hardcore match going on. But in a couple of weeks, I would love to get you on the show and kind of talk about your career because, as I said, we mentioned it before. And he said, yeah, he's down. He's up for it. We just got to pick a date. So hopefully we get something nailed down, and hopefully we get done early in the next week, so I can get released. If it doesn't happen to the end of next week, then I'll just release it the following week, and we'll just have another show kind of just like this. Because we're gonna have to have another show anyways, because we're still waiting on the match card for SCW Dissension.
Right.
Which that show is next Saturday as we're recording. So we're going to have to figure out that match card, and obviously all the other independent wrestling that is going on, we're going to have discussions about that too. So we may have two shows next week. One of them is going to be basically our regular show, and then the other one is going to be our conversation with Ivan. And, depending when the availability, because, not everyone's available and everything, but if you're available, obviously I'd like you to be on so we can kind of talk to Ivan together. We'll have different questions, or Dally or whoever is available to have come on, talk to Ivan, talk about how he got started in the business leading up to his potential final match, which I did see Terry finally responded back to Ivan about his match. He didn't say yes or no, but he did acknowledge the fact that Ivan called him out, second to Brandon Bishop.
Cool.
So no official announcement on his final match, but he did have a hardcore match against Braun the Lumberjack this past week, which you were there, and we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
And we obviously wanted to dive deeper into the, I believe, the tag team match between VJ Price and El Dorado versus Jimmy Blaze and his buddy up in POW. I think we're going to talk a little bit more about that as well. Before we dive into any of that, though, I do want to mention to everyone that this episode of Just Freakin Wrestling, the JFW Podcast, is brought to you by CarterComics.com. That's right, guys. CarterComics.com is your one-stop shop for all your comic needs. Whether it be a graded comic or a raw comic, CarterComics.com is a must-stop shop for you today. Go to CarterComics.com, check out all their amazing titles right now available. Fill up your cart, use the promo code FreakNet at checkout, and you'll save 10% on your entire order. That's right, FreakNet. That promo code will save. Actually, it's not a promo code. I gotta stop saying that. It's not a promo code. It's a discount code. Nubby, do you know the difference between a promo code and a discount code? Have I talked to you about that? I mentioned that last week, right?
You mentioned it.
I mentioned it.
So basically, a promo code is a one-time deal. One-time code. It can last for a week, a day, or a month. As for a discount code, it's pretty much like an unexpiring coupon.
Yeah,
I guess.
it
lasts forever.
That's
I mean,
right.
it could change, but
Yeah, you could go into CarterComics.com right now, use the promo code FreakNet, save 10% on your entire order. And then next month, if you want to buy up more comics, same promo code will save you the same amount of discount, 10%, 10%, 10%, over and over as many times as you want. It's there for you, infinity. So make sure you go to, and beyond. Make sure you go to CarterComics.com, fill up your cart, use the promo code. And if you're not into just buying, comics outright, like you want the challenge and the adventure of bidding on comics, they do have 4 different eBay accounts that you can go to. They're on the bottom of the homepage of CarterComics.com. Bid out, make an offer, buy outright, whatever you want to do. Carter Comics is there to sell you comics. That is their business. So as long as they're still holding on to that comic, they're not really achieving what they're out to do. They want to put it in your guys' hands. They want to say, hey, here's a comic. You take this, I take your money. Boom. It's called business. But use the promo code FreakNet, you give them less money and get the same fucking comic.
Wow.
Yeah, right? CarterComics.com, proud sponsor of FreakNet Studios, the network for Just Freakin' Wrestling and this Freakin' Show. There's also the gray area, but I'm not sure what he does nowadays. Not important, though. We're going to dive into the independent stuff because we've been focusing more on that than anything lately, just because televised wrestling hasn't been doing a whole lot, at least from what I have seen. I mean, there's been a lot of cool things as far as, like, returns and everything. I don't know if you had a chance to watch SmackDown from this past Friday, but Hit Row returned. Everyone but, obviously, Isaiah Swerve Strickland.
Right.
Whoever he's known as in AEW. But B-Rad, Top Dollar, and, oh, God, it's not Romeo. Who's the other guy?
I'm still getting to know these people.
Top Dollar, Adonis, and B-Fab made a return. Known as the OG3, obviously because they have to poke fun at Isaiah Swerve Scott or whatever. But I'm happy they're back because I think one of the things, WWE, I think is no different than a lot of other places. AEW may actually be the exception to this, but I see a lot of, like, lack of tag teams nowadays.
Yeah.
And WWE's no different. Obviously, this women's tag team tournament they're doing now, not really one tag team on there, except for maybe the Bayley team of Dakota Kai and Io Sky, but everyone else kind of just, like, thrown together. So to see an actual tag team come back, I think it would kind of help once they build them and grow them to be something for the near future. I know NXT is kind of saturated with tag teams. I think they kind of made that a focal point in their whole 2.0 concept. But independent wrestling really, like, I haven't seen a lot of tag teams nowadays. I mean, most of the tag teams I have seen are, the veterans who still want to work together. And then maybe a couple other ones here and there. Now, SCW has been really good about getting tag teams in, and ARW I think is no different as well. But Nubby, you're around the indie scene more than I am. Are there more tag teams than I'm thinking, or is it just because of the select few I go to, I'm missing out on the actual amount of tag teams that are out there in this area?
We touched on it before. It depends on where you go, what area, the company, whatnot. I mentioned that SCW, they have tag teams, but they're not consistently there. So it's been a lack thereof when it comes to the tag division. Cause, like I said, Elite Pain had those tag titles for a long time, and just they didn't have any tag teams to work, or Marco Anthony wasn't there, and they didn't have a replacement like they have in the past. ARW, they're starting to get more and more tag teams. Youth Gone Wild, who's been there quite a while now, but they weren't there, I don't know, a couple years ago, they weren't there or whatnot. So the tag division's just starting to get big. They got those damn workhorses now. You still got the Scumbag Army. They're a tag team here and there with, POWW and Max Holiday, which, by the way, Youth Gone Wild is part of scumbag army now. So you got a stable. You don't really see that many stables in wrestling, in independent wrestling.
Yeah, faction's kind of gone away. I mean, obviously there's a couple, ARC, the family, stuff like that. I miss a good faction. I miss a good, 5, 6, 7 fucking people who, tear through some territories and shit like that.
Right.
That's what I love. I mean, and you see it a little bit, especially with this whole SCW POW feud going on, and as people come together. Again, perfect example: VJ Price and El Dorado. People who you wouldn't think getting together and getting along with other people. Evil Gangs and Evil, which I small little boost or a plug for them. But if you guys don't check out the Power Hour that often, they're gonna have Angel and Aaron Xavier on this week, so make sure you check them out. I think this show's going to be released Tuesday morning. I think Power Hour gets released Tuesday nights or some shit. So make sure you go over there and check it out. I guess I really did hurt Steve's feelings with my piece of shit comment, which blows my mind.
Okay, he's taking it to heart because he's not listening.
Yeah.
Because he even admitted he heard piece of shit and turned it off. Had he actually listened to the reason why you called him a piece of shit, maybe he wouldn't have got so upset.
Yeah.
You called him a piece of shit because he did not stick up for me when C-Red said I was dead.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons why he was a piece of shit.
For that particular reason.
Yeah. For that one, yes. But the other reason was pointing the finger at me at the SCW show. I like Steve. I got nothing against Steve. When him and I made that truce, I was cool with it. And then he gets all fucking bitchy. Look, I'm sorry, but regardless of his relationship with C-Red, he can't put one friendship over the other. And you're not Voldemort, bro. It's not like like he who should not be named. Fuck that.
I mean, I threw you under the bus.
Oh yes, you did.
So why can't he? So why can't Steve, bitch at C-Red for saying I'm dead to him? I mean, it's because C-Red's got him by the balls. I'll just say it. C-Red's got Steve by the balls, and he won't admit it.
It's true, yeah. Not many people are as easygoing as I am. I'm okay. I'm okay riding underneath the bus if it means I get good content and good views. I'm fine with it. I'm a whore for downloads, bro. But do make sure you check out the Power Hour. Like I said, they do have Angel and Xavier coming on their show this week, and I guess from what it sounds like is they're going to cover a lot of the POW SCW issues. I guess mostly with JPH as well. So I'm going to listen because I always listen. It's like I told Steve, I'm going to be listening to his show to call him out on his bullshit as I'm one to do because I can.
And there's supposedly another guest on there, Damian Saint, because he's been ignoring the fact that as a referee of Rocket Pro, he turned on Rocket Pro, hit Shogun Logan with a chair, which let the Idols win the match and have control of Rocket Pro. And we call him Damian Satan. He basically been dodging questions, not explaining why he did what he did. Yeah. So apparently he's going to be on the show as well. And Aaron Xavier already said that anybody else that tries to interfere with his time will be dealt with, along with the host. Now, does that mean Steve will get dealt with, and C-Red, and Rion, and Cactus Rack, or just Steve? Who knows?
Well, if I know Steve like I know Steve, he is definitely one to never back down from a fight. But never really see him step up to one either. Really,
it's just only convenient for him, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, like he's a tough talker when he has a group of people around him.
I mean, he did kind of helped me once. Ended up replacing me, or not replacing me, replacing my tag partner at the time. We lost because he got pinned, but.
Right. And now you can't even be mentioned on the show anymore.
I know, just because I joined you. I mean, just freaking wrestling.
Just because you seized an opportunity to do something that you love doing, and that's talking about wrestling.
Exactly.
How dare you broaden your horizons into the social media, audio formatted show area? How dare you? How dare you?
How dare me to better myself, do what I want to do? I guess I'm just supposed to sit back and praise the Power Hour.
All
right?
you're supposed to do is just sit there and watch Facebook on Tuesday nights and respond to the show. Great show, man. Really good show, bro. Hell yeah, that was a great question. Toe the line, Nubby. How dare you being your own person and showing up here on JFW, being a co-host of the greatest faction in podcast history? If your hand was up, right? That's what I'm thinking. Great minds. That's what I'm thinking, man. Okay. Yep. So SmackDown, we saw a return of Hit Row. Awesome. I'm happy for it. A lot of the released wrestlers over the past couple of years are making some returns. Some were mentioned. Johnny Gargano could be a potential return. Leo Rush is currently being mentioned here. I think even RVD. Which one? Leo Rush?
Leo Rush.
Yeah, I can give or take him. RVD is talking about potential, one last run in WWE teaming with Riddle. Not sure why. I don't think either one of them have anything in common, but whatever.
Oh, they only smoke weed every minute, but.
Right. So a lot of cool returns coming still. Right now, my top favorite return is Karrion Kross. He shot a promo this past Friday that was unbelievable. I think it's probably one of the greatest promos I've heard in a long time. And I love how they're allowing the opportunity to take advantage of current situations, talking about how, they're the castaway toys and stuff like that. And now they found their way back. I think it's absolutely amazing. I'm going to share that promo onto our Facebook page because, like I said, I love Karrion Kross. I'm glad he's back. Awesome fucking promo. Scarlett, I think, just enhances the character and the aura of Karrion Kross. So I hope they keep pushing him. I do hope he ends up being a main event guy because he definitely deserves it. So, all right. Done blowing smoke up his ass. Nubby, let's talk about independent wrestling. Where do you want to go first? You want to go Ivan at ARW, or you want to go Dorado and VJ and POW?
Let's go with the El Dorado, VJ, POW thing. I do have other independent stuff. I was kind of hoping to do the Ivan part for the main event.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going with that.
I want to go through the card and other stuff that happened on that show, so we'll save that for the main event.
That's what I meant.
We do main events here. That's
perfect. And something that everyone's going to realize as we keep going forward in this, in what we're doing here in JFW now, Nubby is going to he's the guy who's going to have the details and the information of all this independent stuff. The stuff that I know very little of, that I'm just going to try to add perspective from my side or whatever, my opinions and shit. So, this is your opportunity to kind of do what you want to do with it. And I'm just here to kind of listen and follow along and add to the discussion. Because like I said, you have the answers. You have the information. You know what you want to talk about. I can only fill in what I know. So whatever you want to start with, whatever you want to continue with, whatever you want to end with, man, it is all on you. No pressure.
It's good to be appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's start with
keep in mind here, Nubby. If I look at the statistics on the viewing times, and it dips every time you start talking, we're gonna have to fix some shit.
Got it.
So make me proud here, bud.
Oh, I'm gonna. You'll see.
Bring the information. Okay, anyways, no, I'm just kidding. But go ahead. Go ahead, man. Let's start. Let's start with POW.
All right, let's start with it. Well, let me get your opinion. I really want to hear your opinion on it.
Mm-hmm.
because maybe we'll meet in the middle. If we might have the same opinions. Well, give me your opinion on that, on the whole situation with that match.
So we know that wasn't the original match. That wasn't what was originally booked.
Right.
We know it was supposed to be Elite Pain, and obviously that had to change. That's understandable. SCW still wanted to send guys up to POW to represent SCW. It makes total 100% sense to send the two biggest fucking dudes in the locker room outside of Hunter Payne. It was confusing to me that they chose two guys who literally just got done facing each other in a Falls Count Anywhere match, 2 weeks prior. Eldorado, obviously a mammoth of a fucking man. He's a no-brainer fucking guy when it comes to stepping up for SCW. VJ Price is very hit and miss. Now, he's never, strayed away from SCW, and he's never done anything to say that he wasn't an SCW guy. But it was hard to believe that those two could work together. But they found a way to do it. And we know that we listened to the video. I played it on the show last week, and it's available on the Southland, Championship Wrestling's Facebook page. The professor mentioned to Eldorado that he's putting together a team. He doesn't mention who else is in it. He's never mentioned in addition to the team. We just know Eldorado is the forefront. He's the head. He's the leader of this team. We don't know who else is in it. So at this point, the one thing I'm trying to figure out is this a collaboration put together by the professor, or is it just thrown together by Terry? That we're not sure of. But up until the ending, they worked really well together. And I think I have to give that all to Southland Pride. But I don't know. I think I kind of just circled a bunch of responses. I'm not sure if I gave you what you're looking for, but I like the tag team. I think that if they make it work, it's definitely a force that's going to be reckoned with. But at the same time, it's going to take me a minute to trust who VJ Price is.
That's a good explanation. And like you said, they worked well together, and I'm shocked. Kudos to Terry for putting it together and making sure, you got the two biggest guys in there. Why not? They went toe to toe with them. Mm-hmm. I was shocked, and, Team Blaze, they held their own, as they would. They're still experienced, many years together, so.
Well, and that's the one thing that I'm always intrigued when it comes to, not even independent wrestling, but even the shit you see on TV, is you get two powerhouses like Eldorado and VJ Price in the ring, and you expect nothing. You expect total domination from these guys. But the thing is, you can never completely mask the experience of being in the ring with brute force and power. You just can't do it. And I think that's why Hunter Payne is such an unstoppable guy when he wants to be, because not only does he bring that powerhouse, but he also brings that veteran experience. And you definitely saw that in the tag team match. I saw the video that that's up on Facebook. You might have sent it to me, but I saw it on Facebook of the tag team match. I wasn't there in person. But you see the points where Eldorado and VJ Price had the upper hand the entire time because of how big they are, because they're fucking monsters. You see where they lose it, though, because of the experience of the two guys on the opposite side of the ring of them, realizing, hey, these guys are just fucking free swinging, hitting whatever they can make contact with. Now we got to move a little to the left, take a couple steps back, duck and swing, if you will. It's experience over power at that point, and the ending's goofy, and I guess we'll get to the ending, but through the whole process, it was just a fucking dance between the new guys getting really lucky to get their hands on the experienced guys, and the experienced guys getting really lucky to get away from the powerhouse dudes before they fucked them up.
Yep, and all back and forth,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a chance,
Yeah.
to actually beat them. But this is where Team SCW dropped the ball. And I'm disappointed in El Dorado for doing it. I expect it from VJ Price because even though he's a powerhouse, he's not so bright either. You go and get chairs. Okay, it doesn't matter at this point. They want to beat us up, and don't matter if they win or lose. We're going to do the same thing. But you threw the chairs in the ring. Why? What in the fucking hell did you throw the chairs in the ring and then slowly creep in thinking you're going to grab those chairs and try and whack them? It's like being in a war, like World War IX. You're going to throw your guns at your enemy and then hopefully you can pick them up and shoot them? What? This is what got me. Because, last week, not seeing the video.
Yeah.
You just thought, Blaze and Freedom grabbed the chairs, started whacking, and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But no. El Dorado and VJ Price fucking handed them their weapons. And I hate to say this, but at that point, Team SCW got what they deserved. Because they dropped the ball.
Now, can I throw a different scenario your way?
Sure.
Okay. Here's what I think could be what happened. I'm not saying that's what happened. Again, it could be newbies, ill-experienced, whatever it is. But what I think what really happened, if you go back and watch the video of after they're rolling out of the ring, after they get hit with the chairs, after the bell gets called, whatever, when they're grouped in the corner, you kind of see a smirk come across their face. I'm thinking what happened was that they were looking to get a victory at POW, and they got it at any means necessary. Now, they knew that they couldn't get past the experience of the POW guys in the ring. So they looked and they found the one way they could get a victory over Blaze, and Blaze caused it to happen. I mean, to me, it's the only logical thing. They looked to get the disqualification. They threw the chairs into the ring, knowing that they couldn't help using the chairs. They just slid in the ring, took a couple chair shots. They're big fucking dudes. It's going to take a lot more than that to keep them down. They took some chair shots, got out of the fucking ring, and they laughed and smiled as the POW ring announcer announced SCW as the winners of that tag team match.
I guess that's a way to look at it.
I'm just saying, go back and look at the video. Go back. You don't have to watch the whole thing. Just watch the end. Watch from when they throw the chairs into the ring to the point where they're announced as the winners. They have a smirk and a smile on their face like this was the plan. If we can't beat them this way, let's allow them to beat themselves. And honestly, if that's the case, fucking brilliant. Because at this point in this war, it's coming down to a lot more victories from one side or the other. Like I said, they're big guys. We saw what they could do to each other in a Falls Count Anywhere match. So taking a couple chair shots to the back from a couple fucking old timers ain't gonna fucking destroy them. It ain't gonna hurt them in any way possible. So take the fucking win. Take that SCW victory at a POW show from the POW guy and go home with your head held high. A win's a win. We said that many times on this show. Dizzle J made a point of it. A win is a win, no matter how you look at it, whether it be a count out, a disqualification, grabbing the ropes, whatever it is. If you find a victory, take the win. And I think that's what El Dorado and BJ Price did. They took the win. Now, obviously, first time tagging, there's going to be some hiccups, there's going to be some mistakes and everything. There was this body slam into the corner I didn't quite understand, where they kind of like linked up like a fucking human centipede or whatever and charged the corner at the same time. I didn't quite understand that. But you know what? They're trying to find a way to to make it work. Is this their last time? I really don't think so. You know, I think they caught lightning in a bottle, and I think they're going to utilize this opportunity to make something more of it. But we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. Like I said, the professor wasn't there. It wasn't anything announced. There's nothing on social media claiming what the hell is going on. It's like you said, it could have just been Terry who booked it. But I think Professor has some kind of hand in it, because I don't think with him picking up El Dorado as, you know, his new client, I don't think he's going to just hand anybody over to El Dorado, especially VJ Price. Plus, Professor does have that history of VJ Price from the Bulletproof LLC. So, I think there's something. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to the trust factor that, you know, not only I, but everybody at SCW has to have in VJ Price. And he's going to have to earn that.
That's true.
Hell yeah.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, like I said, just go back and watch the video. You'll see what I mean. It's right there. As soon as you look for it, you realize what happened. I don't think they're that dumb to fucking just throw some chairs in and slide into the ring at that point. If they are, but I think they did it just to get the win, which I'm okay with, because an SCW win is an SCW win. And POW has way too many of them lately.
Yeah, I think we're pretty even. I feel like SCW's got the upper hand.
We're coming back, which is fine. I mean, it's a progression back. You know, I think it all started with Holiday's win over Spade for the POW Championship. I think that's what kind of turned the tide. But there's still a lot of unfinished business. There's still a lot. I mean, we still have yet to see Hunter Payne and Blaze go head to head. Spade still needs a return match against Hunter for his, former SCW championship. JPH and Aaron Xavier, I'm sure, are far from over. I mean, there's still a lot of shit that, SCW and POW is going to have to work out. And who knows when that's going to happen? Who knows when that's going to, find a finale? We don't, but we know we do know that SCW is starting to build the momentum. And then now all we got to do is find a way to get those tag team titles back from Blaze and Spade. Right. That's going to be a hard tag team to have to go against. And, SCW doesn't have a lot of tag teams that you can consider, you can look at Evil Gains Evil, but John Hudson hasn't been around. He's been down in Florida. You have Elite Payne, but now Hunter Payne's the SCW Heavyweight Championship. He has other things he has to really concern himself about. That's why I'm kind of putting my eggs in the fucking VJ Price El Dorado basket. Because if that's the next tag team, I think we're going to be in good shape to get those titles back. Don't know when. Again, VJ and Dorado have to build that relationship and that trust and work out. I mean, you've tagged before.
Yeah.
You know what it's like. It's you gotta have that respect. Speaking of is today fucking Chuck Jones's whatever's fucking birthday? Norris Jones.
Norris
Jones'
if it's not,
birthday
it probably
today?
should be. I don't know. He's supposed to be my brother, right?
I'm pretty sure it's his birthday today. I think I saw that on the book.
On the book face.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Let's go down. I had, my Facebook was blowing up all day today. Going back and forth with the workhorses and all that. Those fucking fruitcakes. Sorry, I can't say that. Those Pony Express.
I'm pretty sure it's his birthday today.
I don't want to be too offensive around here. Sorry, I did not mean to say that. That was, I don't know why I thought of that word. I try not to anymore.
It's a different era, man.
Alright. I don't think that way. Honestly,
No.
It is his birthday.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, on Facebook, they have a picture sometimes.
Yeah.
They have a picture. You can't really tell, but you can recognize a couple of them.
Oh, I know you two. I don't know who the two girls are.
Glasses Jones,
Oh.
Karen. It's always that picture though. We were the originals.
Yeah.
The original 4 of the dojo at the time. But anyway, getting off topic here. Yeah, that's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Norris Jones. I guess we'll maybe have you on the show. So you can...
we talked about that. We mentioned it was in conversation on some Facebook comments and stuff. I'd love to have old Norris on the fucking show and talk about some elite times.
We're starting to maybe get a little elite within our inner circle now, because a relative of Jay Jensen, the real deal, has been, making a name for himself lately. And he's kind of toying with of being just like Jay Jensen. So,
Who's that?
Muggsy James. You may have heard of him.
Nope.
Oh. Well, he's a relative of Jay Jensen, and he's gonna be watching some old footage of Jay, and we may see a villain, up and coming villain.
Muggsy James?
Well, his real name is Mark. So Mark James.
Mark James. Not Cody James?
No.
Oh yeah, there we go. Muggsy James. Oh, no shit.
I hope I'm not letting too much out of the bag, but I've been having discussions with the kid, and let's just say things might be happening.
Awesome.
So in a way, we're bringing some of the past back.
Oh, he's friends with Steve. Well, I won't hold that against him. No, I love Jay. Jay's a good guy. Fucking Norris Jones, you. A lot of good memories from Elite Pros. And we've talked about it several times. We don't got to dive in today. We got enough to talk about tonight. But yeah, happy birthday, Norris. We'll get you on the show. I would love to talk to him and catch up. I haven't talked to him in person, I think, since Elite Pro. So, all right, let's get back to you. What else about POW did you want to discuss, or was that it?
That was it. I just wanted to touch on that because, last week we knew of one deal, but then it came to light, and now you threw another one at me. So I'm like, okay, now I'm really conflicted. But yeah, I see what you're saying about it.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like I said, just watch the ending. You'll see exactly what I mean. I think it was planned.
Well, if it was planned, then good plan.
Fuck yeah. Wearing a fucking family shirt?
Yeah. I haven't taken it off since Saturday.
You fucking Mark.
Well, I kind of wanted to be part of the family, but like I said, it never happened.
Well, there's a position opening now.
I don't think I could take his spot though.
You could be Yappy Dog.
Okay.
All right, what else is going on in the indie world?
All right, we got 2 shows coming up this week. Obviously, there's many shows in the area, but these are 2 that are probably going to be the most discussed, especially when I'm on one of them and I'll be at the other one in the crowd. So Friday, Chicago Style Wrestling returns with Rotten to the Core. It is Friday, August 19th at the American Legion at 9757 Pacific Avenue in Franklin Park. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Bell time is 7:30 p.m. We got $25 general admission, $30 front row, but which I believe might be sold out.
Yeah,
but
the
not
front row
100%.
is sold out.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to go look at tickets and stuff just on the off chance I will travel up there, but God, that drive.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
it's actually a better drive than going to McCormick Place.
Oh, fuck McCormick Place.
Yeah. Well, if you want, all right, people, if you want to hear about that travesty, you go listen to last week's show. We're gonna go through the card real quick.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of great matches on this card. I guess we'll start with our guest of the show is Carlito, former WWE superstar. He'll be in action against an up-and-comer, high flyer, and I still cannot say his name for the life of me, but I'm gonna try. It's Ionestra, it's something. IniestrA. Go to Chicago Style Wrestling on Facebook and you can catch all that. For the CSW Heavyweight Championship is Axel Rico. I can't roll my R's for the life of me. Versus Joey Jet Avalon, the champion. This match has been in the making for a while now, as they had a bit of a scuffle a few months ago. In fact, it was after the match between Joey and Scotty Too Hottie, Scott Garland. After the match, Rico came out to save the day, and then that's when later on Steve came out and gave Sierra a sting face. So there's been a lot of ass jokes since then.
Evil Sierra?
Yes, Evil Sierra.
I fucking love Evil Sierra.
And you know what? Speaking of Evil Sierra, so we're gonna jump to this match. I called it, or I typed it as the scrambled eggs match, because it's a scramble. It's going to be Chris Miller versus Adam Stallion versus Aaron Stone versus Cody James versus Evil Sierra. We love our scrambles at Chicago Style Wrestling. And I am not sure if any of these gentlemen have a chance against Sierra. When she is on her game, she is evil and dangerous.
I would love to get her back down to Southland Championship Wrestling. I know her bookings are very impossible to get because they're so far in advance. But I mean, she's great. I just like her. Huge fan. I would go to CSW for that and to see hopefully maybe Steve gets knocked out. Those two
could
things.
happen. So Chris Miller and Cody James being in the same ring again, but instead they're not a tag team anymore in Chicago style. They have went their separate ways. They didn't have a falling out. They just, after they lost their tag team championships, Steve put them in situations where they needed to just go separate. So I think Steve was actually smart on this. He essentially broke them up. I mean, we don't know what the relationship is now, on the outside of wrestling or whatever, but I guess we'll find out because this will be the first time in a long time that they've been in the ring together since they lost the titles and essentially broke up. Let's see. Let's go back to the top. We got a singles match. Conan Lycan versus All Day Marche Rocket. Now, Conan is a student at Black and Brave. One of the Black and Brave, I want to say group that's in Chicago Style Wrestling right now. Is going to be fresh off his suspension. So, cause Steve suspended the entire Black and Brave for the actions they did back in May. They were not allowed to return until this upcoming show. So that match should be good. Conan is a huge guy. Very athletic, really tough. But it's Marche all day. He's got the experience. He is NWA. Another singles match. Chicago Style Sweetheart, Sky Blue, will be taking on the attorney, Eric Schultz. Get this. A briefcase on a pole match.
Perfect. You don't get too many of those in independent wrestling.
How, well now, see, does the person get the briefcase and win, or do they get to use it on their opponent?
Ooh.
That's the question.
I'm gonna see, and that's the thing. Like, you know, in wrestling can just alter rules any way they see fit. I'm hoping it's just like get the briefcase and win. Hell, if they threw it into a briefcase on a pole dancing match, I'd be even fucking happier. But intergender matches, is that a more common thing over in CSW?
It's starting to become common everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely common in Chicago style wrestling. I see it at Freelance a lot. I believe they do it at Warrior Wrestling. It's happening pretty much everywhere these days. I believe ARW now has an intergender championship, which is held by Melanie Cruz. So we got that. Because that was the original women's championship, but then they changed it to the intergender. So we got that. Yeah, but it is common these days. I mean, you kind of see it with Evil Sierra when she's in that scramble match. So
yeah, and that's
we had one last
at,
one
yeah.
too. Adam Stallion wrestled. I'm blanking on the name. I should have wrote it down. One of Davey Richards' students.
Okay.
So that match happened. So it's common. More than probably in the last few years. And speaking of more intergender stuff, we have a trios match, which is pretty much 6-man tag, but we call it trios. It is Big Mood, which is Jack Moody and Mateo Valentine. And their tag team partner, the Ice Pick Vic Capri, will be taking on Mario Perdua, Joey Mayberry, and Shelly the Bombshell. And Shelly and Mario are affiliated with Eric Schultz, so they may have a hand in that match with Sky Blue. Another match I skipped over. Acid Jazz, Hot Chocolate Acid Jazz, will be taking on Solomon Tupu.
Does he still pour the fucking cocoa powder into his mouth and spray it all over the place?
And I actually experienced that earlier this year. And my dumb ass had my mouth open, so I ended up swallowing some of it. That was not something I want to do again. I'll tell you that.
All right, real quick, before you continue. We are confirmed to record next week with Ivan Manson. It's going to be Friday. So the show will be released the following week. But It is confirmed Ivan Manson will sit down here on JFW to talk about his career, and that show will be released the first week of September. Nope, that's a lie. Yep, first week of September. Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, go ahead.
All right, we're going to get Ivan Manson. That's awesome. I can't wait to be part of that.
Right. You're going to be free that night, right?
I'm going to keep you posted.
Right, 7:30. We're gonna record 7:30 on Friday. Look at that, giving behind the scenes shit here on the air. Like I give a fuck.
Breaking the fourth wall.
Oh yeah. I want people to know what goes on in this process of fucking doing interviews. Like Dally, bless her heart, she's been trying to book an interview with Angel for God knows how long, and I know it's on her. It's not on Angel. Dally's just gotta fucking do the interview, but she's shy. That's right. Hopefully, if I put that out there, it'll kick her in the ass to actually fucking do the interview.
Hey, Dally, I didn't do it. He did it. Don't look at me.
Beep says the bus.
See? Hey, take notes, Steve. Anyways, so, we got a tag team match this Friday. The returning Bruise Brothers, which is Steve Boz and TJ Steele. They have not teamed up in a very long time, and they're coming back together one more time. They'll obviously have Kim Zilla in their corner versus Ryan Matthews, the beautiful Ryan Matthews, you know, the timeout stick that on the Power Hour.
Oh, God damn.
And Jax Johnson, who's been on a very hot streak lately. Now, if you might, back in the global days, if you were following, you remember Sweet Tea?
No.
Oh, well.
Global wasn't really on my radar of independent shows back in the day.
Okay. Well, he went from a guy who came out with a long ass coat and bling bling to a rising star in Chicago style wrestling as Jax Johnson. He came off a great match with an ROH superstar a few months ago under ROH, what's that belt that they have? They have certain rules. Why didn't I write that down? No, that actually is important. But he actually defeated an ROH superstar.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So he's got a huge career ahead of him. I am looking forward to seeing what he does, as long as he doesn't give me any, guff in the ring when I'm reffing his matches, because I have no problem of knocking him out. I have before. That is all I have for Chicago style wrestling. They return this Friday, August 19th at the American Legion, 9757 Pacific Avenue. Doors open 6:30, bell time 7:30, $25 general admission. And that's the end of that.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Next time, throw that over your shoulder.
Well, I would, and then I'd have to bend over to pick it up because the garbage can is over here.
Still, man, I commit fucking over the shoulder. Even though no one sees it, we're going to feel it. And especially since I called it out that you just toss into a garbage can.
Well, I could throw it out the window. I could just open it up.
Hell yeah. It's biodegradable.
Yeah. And whatever happens outside, happens outside. Anyway, the next on the docket here, we have Dreamwave.
Fuck yeah.
Summer Spectacular.
Yep.
It is Saturday, August 20th. 3001 5th Street in Peru. Doors open at 2 p.m., bell time 3 p.m. Front row apparently is sold out. I am not 100%. If they are not, it is $30. And it's $20.
No, they're sold out.
Oh.
I looked because I've never been I haven't been front row to an acid match in quite some time. And I was like, if I can get front row to this, I'm definitely going to. But no, they're sold out on front row. But general admission is still available.
General admission's $20, and for you kids, 10 and under, you're $10. It is a family-friendly outdoor event. Outdoor. We are going to be outside.
Oh, shit.
Not even Mother Nature will be able to contain this show.
I think it's supposed to rain Saturday, too.
Yeah. It's only water.
You're going to get wet.
Not the first time. Hey, I've repped in the rain before. I almost broke my ankle, but that worked. All right, we got a nice list of matches here. I'm going to try and go as quick as I can.
Yeah, okay.
Six-man tag, the Beck family, Cousin Bobby, Mason Beck, and Cousin Dixie versus those damn Coyotes, Berna, Damian Deschain, and Connor Hopkins. I've met those damn Coyotes at Rocket Pro. They are the damn Coyotes for sure. That match will be a spectacular one. I'm not really familiar with the Beck family. So
no, I gotta look them up because they seem they remind me of the Odysseys from the AF era.
Okay.
You remember them?
I vaguely. I'm
Come
trying.
on. Kurgan, the guy who walked around with the
The
carpet doll.
oddities.
Yeah,
Okay.
what did I say?
You said the oddities.
Oh, the oddities, whatever. Everybody comes to the
I heard of both.
show.
Come on, their theme song was fucking great.
Yeah, not fucking, who the, ICP.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really not a big fan of ICP, but it worked.
Nah, but that fucking Odyssey song, whatever fucking song was good.
You know who the Masked Man was, right?
Bastion Booger, right?
Nope.
Come on now. It was Earthquake.
Yes.
Yeah. I was about to say Tugboat. I'm like, it wasn't Tugboat.
And for those of you that were in WCW, he was Avalanche and John Tenta, which was his real name.
Yeah.
Facts. A singles match, 12 gauge versus the high flying CJ Esparza. He was a member of the tag team Zero Gravity. He was also a ring rider at Elite Pro, but that's a
Which
whole
one?
nother...
Esparza was?
Yeah. Well, both Zero Gravity members were. This was back when they were like rookies.
Ah, gotcha.
Troy Walters there too, but
the Water Boy?
no, that's Mike Horning. He may have, but Troy Walters, he was a Wisconsin guy.
Troy Walters.
Dysfunction.
Familiar. Oh, okay, yeah.
ICW.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got a nice tag team match. It is super intense. Steve Boz and Austin Roberts versus the 4-star heroes Matt Nix and Chris Castro. Wow. Talk about Dreamwave alumni. I mean, I've known Chris Castro for the longest time. Me and him used to do the yarding back in the day. He probably won't admit that he knew me, but that's okay. We did wrestle in IWA as well. So.
Yeah, Roberts is the only one I really know. I don't know if I've ever met Steve Boz or seen him wrestle in person. Roberts I know because of Nightbreed and shit, being Abaddon or Abaddon, however you want to fucking pronounce it. The 4-star heroes, I'm not sure if I've ever met.
They are freelance and originals.
Okay.
There's that.
This next match I'm interested in.
Depends on what your list is compared to mine.
Trust me, it's the same list.
Singles match. Hammerstone versus Bucky Collins.
Yep. Yeah, hell yeah. Look at those fucking dudes.
Oh, yeah, you're looking at it on Facebook. I got it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just really excited to see fucking Scott Steiner Light take on Hillbilly Jim's fucking little cousin. God, yes.
That might be a hoss battle as next week.
Hammerstone. Come on, fucking Hammerstone. It's a great fucking name.
Sounds like it would be a name in, what's that movie, Ready to Rumble.
Yes. Fucking 100%.
Let's see, we got another singles match. The Anarchist, Eric Cannon versus AEW's Platinum Max Caster, which originally it was supposed to be Eric Cannon versus Colt Cabana, but scheduling conflicts would not allow Colt Cabana to work this show. I mean, I believe Platinum was supposed to be there either way.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware. So he just replaced him, and it was a super easy fix. So that match should be good. I'm actually looking forward to this because I don't know why, I'm starting to become a Platinum fan. I'm loving the shit that he does. So even though I'm not much of an AEW watcher yet, completely, I keep forgetting to hit record. Like I did with SmackDown. I was able to do it with Raw today, but I'm just, I'm a forgetful person. Like, I don't know if it's the age because I've been forgetting since I was a kid.
Well, want me, hey, Nubby, want me to tell you what I tell Dally all the time?
What's that?
Don't worry about it, Nubby. It's not like watching wrestling trying to help you on a wrestling podcast.
Well, yeah. Okay. I see what you did there. Because you only said that a couple weeks ago.
It's okay. I'm not trying to be passive aggressive in my comments, but hey, you know what? If it works, why stop it?
You wouldn't be travesty if you didn't.
That's right. That's right.
Before I talk about the main event, scheduled to appear. Now there might be other people that you may see, but these are two that were announced. Hey, I don't want to say his name, but I'm going to anyway. C-Red will be there, and Aaron Xavier will also be making an appearance.
So you're telling me ARC is going to be in the building?
Indeed. The ARC. You don't have to bend the thumbs. Just keep them straight. But
so the diamond cutter. Oh, like that? Like triangle?
That. It's easier to do that. Otherwise, if you try and do it this way, it turns into the diamond. So you gotta put it.
You gotta keep it like this. It looks like a heart.
But they have a heart.
So it's a triangle. Why is it Oh, it's an A. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha, Arc. Real quickly, side note, you ever listen to this Freakin Show?
No.
Okay.
I should.
We did, so last week we released, this has nothing to do with wrestling, which is very rare on this show, but I just want to tell you the kind of person I am. So we went to go do our cemetery vlogs and stuff for Indiana because in October we celebrate Halloween throughout the entire month. And we did some vlogs where we go visit some haunted cemeteries and stuff in the state of Indiana. But we decided we're going to record a couple hours of our, road trip and stuff, just on stuff that we're just talking about, discussing that's interesting to us and everything. And one of the things that interests me the most in our entire conversation is I just clicked on my and I'm 33 years old and I'm not afraid to admit this. I just now realized why they called them windmills. So, yeah. The wind moves the fucking blades that allows them to mill shit inside the fucking fan. So yeah, 33 years old and just realized why it's called a windmill. So,
wow.
If you ever think I know what I'm talking about, remember that fact. Anyways, back to you.
You just gave the Power Hour more fuel. Anyway, so last but not least, for the crowning of a new Dreamwave Heavyweight Champion.
Now this isn't an inaugural thing. This title has been around. It's just been vacant. Okay,
right. Because the last champion was Mustafa Ali.
Gotcha.
So,
Mustafa, man. Ali.
Mustafa. I'm
Mustafa.
I'm American from Chicago. I say it a certain way. Oh wait, he's from Chicago. What the fucking man? I'm fucking it up today.
Mustafa.
Right. Mustafa Ali, who I wrestled once.
Mastacholi Ali.
Oh.
Mastacholi.
All right, focus. Yeah.
I'm hungry now.
All right, we got a 6-man scramble.
Yes.
To crown a new champion. It's going to be Did I spell it wrong? Probably.
Hartenbauer.
You know what? I put Hartneybauer. Okay. Hartenbauer.
Hartenbauer.
Versus the Filth King, Nick Brubaker. Versus Christian Rose. Versus All Day Marche Rocket. Versus the Ice Pick Vic Capri. And last, but certainly not least, your cousin, Acid.
I feel like they got away from calling him the human highlight reel, which they really should keep that in mind when he fucking gets out there and does what he does best. Fucking watching him at DWA doing that fucking backflip off of the turnbuckle to the outside like he's fucking hasn't skipped a beat. I'm excited for him, and he's the reason. And yes, he's my cousin. Love you, Mike. He's the reason that I would go out and watch the show. And this is a fucking drive for me from fucking Piedmont. But I would make the drive just to see this fucking main event. But they don't really say what. No, okay, hold on a second. Explain a 6-man scramble.
I think it's just all 6 of them may just be in the ring and beat the shit out of each other. Because that's how it is at Chicago style.
You remember how Elite Pro did? I can't remember the name of what the match was.
I know where you're going with this.
Right? The 3-on-3 and
3-on-3. The person that loses, that gets the pin, that, he gets pinned, he's out, and the person who wins or gets the pin, it gets a bye. And then it'll be 2-on-2, or it might be a fatal 4-way for those guys, and then the winner of that match just faces the other guy. But I don't think that's what this is. I think it's just going to be 6 guys in the ring, maybe tag in, tag out style, or I'm not 100%. I just know it's a scramble, and we got probably 6 of the toughest guys going in there, and they're ready to kill each other.
And that's the positive as well as the negative when it comes to different wrestling companies. It's awesome because they will take a match concept and alter the rules to make it unique to them. But the problem is, unless they define what the rules are, you really don't know what kind of scramble it is. So it's like, I mean, it could be what Elite Pro is doing. It could be, 6 men in the ring and it's like elimination till one person's left we really don't know. And I'm excited for it. I don't even know if I want to know what kind of scramble it is. I just want to make sure that fucking Acid, the human highlight reel, gets the pin that counts and just have him, give him one more fucking run as a champion. I mean, he's already a fucking Hall of Famer. Why not fucking have another title run, added to it?
And I'm looking forward to Acid and Capri facing off. Because back when I started, they were one of the first 2 that I saw in my first show. And I remember one of the first times I saw them wrestle each other one-on-one, it was at MCW at St. Rita. Acid jumped off, I believe, the rafters onto Vic Capri through a table, or threw Vic Capri through a table. One of the 2 happened, because it always happens to Vic Capri every time. But either way, that was one of my favorite matches of them 2 together. They've had many in LWF. So I don't know if they've been in the ring with each other in a long time, probably since, when Dreamwave was a regular thing.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's a stacked card, and what the best part about it is it starts at 3:00.
Yeah. So we can go and do what we gotta do later if we got other shows to go to. I hear Pow has a show out in T-Wood, but I don't think I'm going to that because fuck Chris Hedford. There's my fuck Chris Hedford for the day. That wraps up Dreamwave. I'm looking forward to going to this.
Yep.
And there's a good chance we may see somebody there. Yeah, you gotta imagine all 4 of us in one place.
Right. That'll be something I could definitely, speak my mind about on the next episode.
All right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Now, just for you, Travis, here we go. See that?
That's it. I'm watching it. There we go. Fuck yeah, bud. Just like that.
Hey,
no shit's given. What do I got here? Look at that.
Fuck the shit.
Fuck it. Hey, who cares? Just toss shit around, man.
All right. Now, let's get to ARW. ARW had a show this past Saturday, and let me tell you, now I'm trying my hardest to go to these shows that I plan on talking about on our show. I plan on trying to be a journalist. I could not be a journalist for the life of me. I wasn't in journalist mode. I was pretty much Nubby Turtle fan-ish. I was kind of being wrestler to talking shit to certain people because they deserved it. It was, but I was trying my hardest to, pay attention. It's a good thing that, they put up their videos right away. I started watching one of them right before I came on.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had known they were all going up today. I could have rewatched everything and typed up my notes better, but that's okay. I'm a little bit of a memory. I'm sure you watched something today. Well, you did see a clip.
Yeah.
And
here's the one thing I will tell you about JFW, Nubby, and I don't want you to put a lot of pressure on yourself to, be fucking, Fox, CNN, whatever. I don't need the details of everything. Whatever you view as a fan, that's the shit I want to talk about. It's like, when I go in and I watch a show, like I'm watching it from a fan's perspective, and that's what I want to talk about. I want to, a lot of the behind the scenes stuff is really fucking cool to talk about. The detailed stuff is really fucking cool to talk about. But if we could just get the point across of what the fan's perspective is, that's what I'm on board for. So I don't want you to put a lot of pressure on you to have detail. Dude, I don't have fucking notes. I think I did notes twice in fucking 5 years. So I appreciate you doing the notes. I want you to keep doing them because that helps you. But make sure you
helps
don't.
my memory.
Yeah, I just wanted you to put a lot of pressure on yourself and saying like, man, I should have paid more attention because I really want to get this nailed down. It's like, fuck that. You're at a wrestling show. You're a fan. Whatever you remember, good enough.
Oh, well, I typed up what I remembered.
Excellent. But keep in mind, though, if the fucking dip happens in the statistics,
I'll take my talents to Tuesday night YouTube. All right, so let's get started. The show started off with Scumbag Army, which was Youth Gone Wild, POWW, and I'm gonna get this now. This I have to get right. It was a Rat J Flywheel. That's his name.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember his fucking name for the life of me. But anyway, we'll just call him Rat for short. Rat was out there, and they were actually going to celebrate Bow's Indiana State title win. It was then when they got to the ring, they Rat told Youth Gone Wild and Bow to go get some beer. Because, they're in the VFW, they got beer. So they went to the next room and got beer. And what do you know? The workhorses come out. Now, keep in mind, there is a restraining order on Youth Gone Wild and, well, pretty much everybody in the Scumbag Army. But I think it's mostly Youth Gone Wild. But as they went to the ring, the workhorses, Youth Gone Wild and Bow were about to come out, and they had to stop where they were. They could not go within 50 feet of the workhorses.
Oh, shit.
So there was a lot of jaw jacking, a lot of talking going on, this and that. I even got into it with one of the workhorses. They actually threw my chair. The big guy grabbed my chair and threw it across the room. And then he proceeded to touch me. He put his hand in my face. I bought a ticket. I think he should be reprimanded just for that. But who am I? It was then, they were talking about the restraining order some more, and they're just jaw jacking. And in the meantime, workhorses jumped Rat, beat him up, and POWW and Youth Gone Wild couldn't get in the ring to do anything.
It's genius, though. It's fucking genius.
It is genius. And Levi, he was out there too. Big business Levi, Esquire, McGuire, whatever the fuck he calls himself these days. It was then Joey Boom Boom, the savior, came out and told the workhorses to stop what they're doing or they will be fired. So they stopped beating up Rat, and Joey Boom Boom again told him, if you don't stop, you will be fired. And so they stopped, and Joey Boom Boom got with Levi and looked over the papers, and it was legit. The restraining order still in effect, and that was pretty much the end of that. They all went their separate ways. And, so that's that with that segment. So pretty much the workhorses are weak. They need a restraining order because they're afraid of getting beat up. That's my opinion. So let's get into the matches here. The show started out with the triple threat match, and the winner would get an Indiana State Championship match. The Lunatic defeated J-City and Excalibur.
Oh, wow.
So Lunatic will be getting the future Indiana State Championship match. And Lunatic was pretty much a lunatic. Like, probably more than usual. I think as he's on his way out, he's just getting more and more of the what. It was more what than anything. Like, now his hearing is going out. He's saying what more and more. And, of course, he peed on Flat Top. He did his typical peeing on the referee, and Flat Top took it. Good old Flat Top. Now I have it out of order, but I'm going to go in order as best I can.
Yeah.
Another singles match. Marcelo Spade defeated JPH. They put on a clinic. JPH is still an asshole. He's not very liked in ARW either. I think they know. I think they know how much of a asshole JPH is. Yes, I'm bitter, JPH. Deal with it. How dare you? You were my friend.
Real quick. I'm kind of looking at these videos that ARW posted. You know, what the fuck is it? You know, like when every classroom has like that chubby little fat bully kid that his mom just says, "Hey, listen, he doesn't mean no harm" and shit like that. But then when that bully gets beat up by a smaller kid, the mom comes in and says that it's the kid's fault, not his precious little chubby son.
Yeah.
That's what the workhorses look like. Like, I don't know if you watch Jason Statham movies.
No.
But he was in this movie called Homefront, where there was like this pudgy little bully kid who was picking on his daughter. And obviously Jason Statham taught his daughter how to fucking, defend herself. So she asked him twice to stop it, and he didn't. And then she finally punched him in the nose. And then his meth-addicted mom showed up and was threatening, Jason Statham and the daughter and all this other shit, while her pudgy little son just sat there like a little douche. That's what these workhorses look like. Like if somebody was coming to me and say, "Hey, that those three dudes share the same cousin, Mom," I get it.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, go ahead. You're saying.
I don't know if I can continue. That was good. Workhorses. That's right.
Right.
Travis T owns you.
Just a bunch of well-dwelling mouth breathers. Holy shit. Oh God. Anyways, all right. I'm focused on you. I just want to kind of see what you're talking about as you're talking about it.
You get it though. So.
Oh, I get it.
And to think, Steve has to wrestle one of them on the 28th at IPW.
Whoever he wrestles, I'm hoping that, because these three look like they share the same pair of underwear. Like, there's like one pair of underwear that they wear between them, and it's whoever's in the ring gets to wear the underwear for that night.
You're probably right. And I must say again, if Steve loses this match, the workhorses will officially be members of the roster.
These three guys look like they're in the back of the station wagon chanting O'Doyle rules.
Oh, shit. Okay.
God. Like, there's one right here. He's walking around and fucking flexing and shit like that, which I don't know what the fuck he's flexing. but it's like he's proud because he knows that in his pocket is just a fucking bag full of fucking Skittles, and he still has half of it left because his teeth start hurting through the first half of it. He knows when he's done, he can go in the back and just finish the rest of them off because he truly can taste the rainbow.
Oh, God.
And this fucking dude that's doing the flannel, I bet he's like the greatest fucking like cousin uncle that anyone can ever fucking have.
You know those assholes, give me shit because I'm bald or I'm going bald on top.
Well, so are they.
Yeah, especially the one with the creepy mustache. You can tell his hair's thinning out already.
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
He's like 12.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh God, these fucking monsters. I mean, the guy with the mullet, I'm kind of okay with for the most part, but it's the one who just sits and whittles fucking sticks, like never into something. It's just a stick turned into a smaller stick, and then the other dude just literally just walks around flexing and shit like that. Like, oh God, like this is front row Leonard Skinner fucking fandom right here. Anyway, okay, Nubby, back to you, man.
All right, we had another singles match, and it was for the ARW Heavyweight Championship.
Okay.
So this was a bit of a challenge to write because so much happened.
Yeah.
I guess I'll give you the result and then go into it. Dave Allen defeated Nick Cutler.
Oh, no shit.
Via disqualification.
Ah, you fucks. Of course.
You see how I set that up?
You did. You set that up there. Holy shit.
So, in the match itself, back and forth, Dave Allen wants that championship. Yeah. He's coming off, with the cancer deal, and he's like he never lost a beat. I'm gonna say that. I think he's better now than he was back in the day when he was with Elite. But that's just my opinion. They were fighting back. They went on for about 20 minutes, I believe, and just back and forth, kick out here, kick out there, and like it wasn't one-sided. Like Dave had Nick Cutler's number. It seemed like they were evenly matched. Like, you know how we were talking about tag teams and we always say you can't just put two people together. Mm-hmm. I think if you put those two together, they would make an interesting tag team. But that's just me.
Cutler and Allen?
Yeah. The way if you watch them wrestle, it was like watching Brett and Owen to a certain point. Only because they know each other. Even though these two were not a tag team, it seemed like they knew each other, and it's like they did their homework. But anyway, in the end, Cutler went for his DDT, I believe. I'm blanking on that. And Dave Allen kicked out. Cutler got mad at the referee, who was BJ Porter, one of my proteges, by the way. I trained him.
Of course, it's not BJ Porter.
Nick Cutler pushed BJ. And then BJ pushed him. Cutler pushed BJ again. And BJ pushed Cutler even harder, which allowed Dave Allen to get a roll up and 1, 2, 3. Now notice how I did that. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. You see what I did there? That was the count. That was the fast count that BJ Porter did. So we thought we had a new heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
And the crowd was going crazy. Everybody loved it. But Nick Cutler cried, complained, and got Joey Boom Boom out there. Now, mind you, earlier in the show, Joey Boom Boom had his own issues, and he was walking out with a bad shoulder. I'll get to that later. Joey Boom Boom came out all, didn't want to be bothered for the rest of the night, but Joey Boom Boom explained that what Nick Cutler did to the referee was deserving of a disqualification. because he pushed the referee not once but twice. Now, he's not mad at BJ Porter for what he did, but BJ Porter kind of, did the fast count, and it wasn't right, according to Joey Boom Boom. He understands it, but according to rules, wrestling rules, if you put your hand on an official, you are disqualified. And because Cutler did it twice, Boom Boom felt that he should be DQ'd, and Dave Allen wins qualification, but still your champion, Nick Cutler. Now, I'm going to speak my mind, and I'm going to say, fuck that decision.
Yeah.
Because as a referee, yes, we have to follow the same rules as the wrestlers, but we also make judgment calls. And I feel BJ Porter made the right judgment call, so we counted fast, but that was because Nick Cutler put his hands on him. Shit happens, and I believe in that moment it should have been referee's final decision. We should have a new heavyweight champion in Dave Allen.
Yeah, that's the one thing I can't stand about owners these days, or GMs, presidents, commissioners, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is they get way too involved in the fucking final decision of matches too often. Like you get these referees involved, you get them in your company, you book them for the matches that they referee, and trusting that they're going to do the right thing. Overall, no, BJ didn't do the right thing. I think that, he shouldn't shove back, do the fast count, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, his decision's final, whatever the fuck it is. And you can deal with the ramifications of that afterwards. You can fine them, suspend them, whatever you want to do. You could give Dave Allen, and Cutler another match. You give Cutler a rematch for his title back, whatever you want to do. But to have an owner, a manager, a commissioner, a GM, whoever the fuck anyone is, to come out and reverse the decision of what a referee decides on, it's not what we're here for as wrestling fans. We want to get the final decision from the referee. It's no different than when a fucking referee's back is turned by a fucking manager, and all of a sudden you get a chair shot from one guy to another, and they makes a pin. You don't get a commissioner coming out to interfere in that. It's a picky-choosy thing when it comes to fucking, the decisions of the higher-ups. It's the same fucking thing. And I hate to do it 3 weeks in a row, but why the fuck not? That's my biggest problem with fucking Terry, is that this motherfucker will come down and dictate his decision on what to do, or he'll text fucking Steve or call Steve and give him a decision to make, and it's stupid. It's like, your referees are out there to make the final decision, the final say. If you don't like it, tough luck. Make the correction next month and deal with the referee as you see fucking fit. It's insane how they fucking go about this. And yes, I'm bitching about Terry for the third week in a row, because it's 3 straight weeks now, and not one fucking message or phone call about what I'm saying. So I guess I'm safe to say is, I can say what I want.
Some situations can be, reversed, overturned. Depends. Like a foot on a rope, a referee misses it, and another referee comes out, and they restart a match, whatever. But in this case,
I disagree.
I'm indifferent on it. I'm not saying I am for or against. I'm in between certain situations. But when this situation happened, yeah, BJ could have disqualified Cutler, like, right then and there. Like I could have done in that heavyweight title match with Max and Spade. I could have just counted them both out, but I went with them. It's all judgment calls. And BJ Porter handled it. Should he have fast counted it? No. He pushed him. I think if the referee gets touched, referee has every right to push them back. You get punched, punch them back. Whatever the case is. He fast counted, maybe he shouldn't have done that. I've done it before, but that was a different situation. But I don't think it was warrant of a reverse the decision. No, I think it should have stood. New champion should be Dave Allen, but now they're getting a rematch next month, and now there's going to be a special guest referee, and that is the Lake Station Mayor.
What?
The mayor of Lake Station will be the special guest referee for that match.
Of course they are. Here's my problem with BJ Porter, and you say yourself, he's your altar boy, whoever the fuck he is to you. I don't know where he gets this self-entitlement that he feels he could do some of the things he does, but like he's getting very high and mighty for who he really is, and I don't understand that. Like, and you say yourself, if a referee gets shoved, he gets shoved back. I disagree. If a referee gets shoved, disqualify him or move on. Nothing against you guys as referees, but you're there for one reason. That's to make an official decision in a match between two people. If some guy shoves you, you either need to disqualify him, give him a warning, or what's that? It's not fighting back. That's not what you're out there for. You're not out there to make it a triple threat match. BJ shouldn't have shoved the dude back. He should have disqualified Jay Cutler outright. He should have shoved him, and the fact that he fast counted it just shows pettiness on his part. And I know I'm taking a lot of my own personal issues right now in life out on what fucking BJ did, because I had the same issue with pettiness earlier today at work, and pettiness is just my trigger for the fucking evening. But it was pettiness that I see in fucking BJ Porter making a fast count on a guy, and especially in a world title match, a fucking ARW heavyweight championship match, to fast count that and cheat a guy out of his title. Yeah. Maybe thankfully fucking, Boom Boom came out and made the correction, but you never should have had to make that correction to begin with, because BJ Porter should have towed the fucking line, knew his fucking place, and said, hey, this dude shoved me, I'm not going to disqualify him. That's on me now. But I still got to call the match. You know the difference between being a wrestler, being a manager, and being a referee. We talked about that last week. You know when to keep your cool head and to make the right decision when it counts. And BJ needs to learn that. It's not, maybe worry less about selling fucking t-shirts and worry more about following the fucking rules of fucking refereeing. Ease up on the fucking 5 counts on the fucking rope. I mean, dude fucking counts to 5 in a second and a half, and it's insane. Then slows down on the 3 counts. Nutty. But I do like BJ. I think he's a cool guy. He just, he's a referee.
I think what it is, and I've actually seen it, to me personally, it's been happening over the last few years. These guys are taking liberties on us as referees, and we're just getting tired of getting bullied, and we're actually just taking action physically. Because, we can disqualify them, sure. They can get fined, suspended, fired, whatever the fuck. But then there's somebody else, and I think we're just sending a message. I applaud Porter 100% on the pushing back. I'm not sure the fast count was needed. Maybe it was petty. And but the pushing, I think it was justified.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's not. The referee's a mediator between two people who are trying to resolve an issue. If somebody shoves the referee, disqualify him and move on. Follow the rules as they are given forth in front of you. If a dude shoves you, call for the disqualification. It doesn't give you an open invite to shove a dude back.
Again, it's the respect and, respecting authority. We are the authority, and
you're asking Cutler to respect authority, and we know that's not going to happen.
Well, we know that. I was his tag partner for a day. I know, even if we were baby faces that day, he still didn't respect authority. Yeah. But I don't know. I just think that they're taking more and more liberties on us more than ever, and we're just trying to, show we're not taking the shit no more. Yeah, again, we can disqualify them all day. Well, what's going to happen the next time? We get shoved again?
Maybe because there's no fear anymore. Maybe if you guys start disqualifying them a little bit more, they wouldn't be so gung-ho on shoving you. Maybe that's what he was looking for. Maybe we're looking at a VJ Price Eldorado thing all over again. Maybe he shoved Porter to get the disqualification. Maybe he knew that he couldn't put Allen down.
And I see that, but at the same time, you are assaulting an official. It's assault.
Yeah, so call the
we're
disqualification and let fucking ARW deal with the backlash of it. You don't take liberties upon yourself to attack a guy just because he attacked you. Two wrongs don't make a right, Nubby. We know that.
I get it, but I don't know. Maybe, it's judgment
I get it. You're too close to it. You're too close to it. I get it.
Come on, I've been everywhere, so I know.
Right? You've been a referee, so you know it. You know BJ personally, so you have that connection with him. I get it, man. I just think you're a little bit too close to it. From an outside perspective, from being a fan, from being as fucking Steve called me one time, or not Steve, what the hell, Sentinel, whoever the fucking Gino, the old fucking commissioner. I'm a fucking news reporter, whatever the fuck he wants to call me, is whatever the hell I am to anybody. I see it for what it is, and what I see is it's a referee who's fucking, too big for his fucking britches and feels that he could do what he wants when he wants. Just because people mention him and his fucking head blows up and he thinks he's the end all be all when it comes to fucking refereeing. And hey, good for him for making a name for himself. But at the end of the day, it's not his place to fucking, be fucking, up on the marquee higher than the next fucking guy. He's there. He's there. If you are barely noticed, you're doing a great job as a referee. Am I wrong?
Barely noticed. The thing is, referees are the third man in the match. Probably the third most important part.
But what are you there? What are you there for? You're there to make sure that there's no interference. You make sure to call countouts and pins and all that other shit. But realistically, you're not there to fucking get the crowd over.
No, you're right about that. But you also want to be a referee that you want to be noticed. You want to be noticed for what you do. Let's take baseball for a second. What's his name? Who's Angel Hernandez? The worst, one of the worst fucking umps in the fucking world.
God.
He's noticed because he fucking is the worst ump in the world.
Yeah, but he's perfect example is him. He wants to be noticed. He wants to be recognized as a somebody. But you name, I know maybe 3 fucking umpires in all of fucking baseball my entire fucking life. And 2 of them are fucking retired by now because that's how long it's been since I fucking cared to even think about them. But umps, referees, all these people, they're just there to keep order. They're not there to shove back and shit. That's what the upper management's for. The upper management at these fucking companies, they're there to dictate what happens to a wrestler when he puts his hands on an official. That's why there's rules and guidelines and agreements and contracts and all stuff that's written up to say you don't put your hand on an official. You don't put your hand on the president. That's why I'm comfortable sitting here and spewing bullshit at whoever I feel like spewing bullshit at, because I know I'm not going to get touched, because there's contracts that are signed and agreed upon that if I get hurt, there will be consequences.
I just think I'm not saying get over with the crowd by doing certain things to get you noticed. You get noticed by your work ethic. Yeah. Mike Chioda, for a big example, he is known. Well fucking known for his ability to rep. Earl Hebner. Now granted, he is more notable for the Montreal Screwjob. We get that. But if you take that out of the equation, he is still notable for his refereeing. Yeah. We want to be notable for what we do. If we're going out there trying to get the crowd to cheer for us, be stupid, get the fuck out. And I think you feel that BJ Porter does that. But I feel like BJ Porter is finally getting to be the referee being a respectable referee, where he's starting to be aggressive. He's starting to be noticed as a referee that people would want to referee their match. That was my point to him. Be the referee that will get you to the point where someone wants you instead of this guy, even though I don't like that part of wrestling either. I think that's bullshit. Everybody should get a different ref every time. Just because you think this ref is good doesn't mean shit. If that ref needs work, you fucking work with them. Don't fucking dictate who the ref is and who, whatever. But okay, so point is, you think that BG Porter did wrong. I think he did right when it comes to the shoving.
Yeah,
So
well, that's because you're close to it. We'll agree to disagree. But I'm saying because you're a referee, because you're friends with BJ Porter, I get you chose his side. And I get that you think what he did was justified. But at the end of the day, he shouldn't put his hands on a wrestler no more than a wrestler should put his hands on a referee. You let the officials and the upper management dictate the outcome of the initial shove. Call the disqualification, call the fucking match. Because he didn't do anything he could easily disqualified him, and the match would have ended with the same results as he would with that fast count, because we know Joey Boom Boom wasn't going to let that fucking stand.
I don't know. Maybe he would have let it if Cutler didn't say anything. Maybe Cutler should have moved on because he's the one that fucked up. But so that's the end of that. I believe. Again, you have your thoughts. I have mine. Yeah. But that's the end of that match. Cutler loses by DQ, still the champion. Rematch next month. The mayor of Lake Station will be the referee. Damn. Indiana State Championship match. POWW defeated the undeniable Dick Diamond. After the match, Matt Creed came out and they were celebrating. Matt Creed called out the workhorses. Workhorses came out and they stood at the entranceway where I was talking shit. Yes, I was talking more and more shit because that's what I do. It was then Matt Creed drew the attention to the other side of the building. You know, that little ramp in comes Rat and Tom Heisman with their workhorse's lawyer, Levi, all tied up, gag in the mouth. They brought him in the ring. Demanded a match with the workhorses. And the workhorses accepted under a few conditions. Well, also, at some point, you know, Levi. Oh, okay, I know what happened there. Okay, so so the workhorses accepted the match, but only under conditions that Bao and Max Holiday are not to be at ringside. So next month it will be Youth Gone Wild, Tom Heisman and Matt Creed against all three workhorses.
Nice.
And stipulation is no Bao or Max Holiday. And it was then after that they wanted their restraining order gone. So Tom Heisman had a taser and threatened to tase Levi if he did not lift the restraining order. Well, it's official now. The restraining order is lifted. If you want to see that segment, it is on the ARWPro YouTube channel. So it will be a 3-on-2 match, or will it be a 3-on-2 match? That is the question. I'm going to leave it at that. So again, Max Holiday and Bao are banned from that match, they are not to be at ringside. But will it still be 3-on-2? That question will be answered next month. Alright, before the end of the air match, I forgot to mention this. So there's a battle for ownership for ARW. Some guy named Mark White, I guess, was supposed to wrestle Joey Boom Boom. And, well, Mark decided to pull a fast one and say he's not cleared to wrestle, so he will not be wrestling. Now, mind you, there was no referee in that ring. So there was so much shenanigans going on around it. So the Horde, some kind of group, the Horde came out and while Mark White was running away, Joey Boom Boom got attacked by the Horde. At least one member. And Joey Boom Boom ended up standing tall at the end, and as of right now, Joey Boom Boom is still owner of ARW. The reason I'm leaving so much out is because I am not familiar with that whole story. This is all new to me with ARW because I haven't been to an ARW show in so long that's new to me. Anyway, so that's that. Now we got the end of the era match. Ivan Manson defeated Braun the Lumberjack in the Hardcore Family Feud. Now this match, another back and forth and hard hitting, unusual objects, typical. You had a ladder. We had a couple of doors. There were some construction cones. There was a water jug, a toy bow, which was used, and the arrows were not arrows. They were Barbie dolls. Braun the Lumberjack used Barbie dolls to shoot at Ivan Manson. There was a Santa statue, a puzzle, which broke into pieces, a broom, gotta have a broom, which Braun the Lumberjack swept the leg with the broom on Ivan Manson. So there was a Cooper Kai reference in the crowd. Lincoln logs were used, and my favorite one of all, the unicorn inner tube. A fucking unicorn. And you know what's funny about that whole thing? The unicorn was the only thing that didn't break. How? And I shared the clip to you. Yep. Braun had the deer head in his hand, told Ivan to pick up the unicorn, and it looked like they were going to duel, but it ended up just being the deer head into the gut of Ivan Manson, and then the unicorn disappeared in the crowd. Some would say that this hardcore match was weird, not very hardcore, but if you think about it, it was a family feud match. Yeah. So a family lives in a house. So those are items inside of a house. And that's to me, that's better than fucking light tubes and other shit. I mean, they used a closet door, a fucking closet door. I mean, it was the funniest shit.
Yeah, when I saw like some of the pictures you sent me in the video clip and all that stuff, it's one of the things like where it's not about the things that are used in a hardcore match, but how it's utilized. And like you said, like when you use like the deer head and the unicorn blow up pool toy and shit, that like it got the entertainment across. I mean, they beat the shit out of each other. I mean, I've gone through a fucking bedroom door before. It doesn't fucking tickle. So I mean, like they're definitely hurting themselves, but you don't need to fucking turn every hardcore match into a death match with barbed wire and fucking glass and thumbtacks and shit. I mean, it's like even Ivan said on Facebook, you know, that those Lincoln logs hurt more than any fucking thumbtacks ever did.
It's like stepping on a Lego, but if you step on a tack, it don't really hurt that much. I've done that.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe's fucking hurt too.
Mm-hmm.
It was, you know, it made a lot of sense. Again, Ivan Manson won. He used the stunner for the 3 count. After the match, Braun and Cheeks were on their way out, but Cheeks was trying to get Braun back in the ring, you know, reunite, hash it out, whatever. The Horde came out. All members of the Horde this time came out, jumped the family. It was then Braun had to make a decision. He was hesitant on going back, but he ended up grabbing a Nerf gun, a tennis ball Nerf gun, and shot the Horde with him. It was kind of comical. And then after that, after beating the crap out of the Horde, Braun and Ivan, they hugged, they hashed everything, they reunited. Cheeks hugged Charlie. I should say this at the beginning of the match. You know, Charlie, you know, he does his spiel.
Yeah.
He does his announcement. He didn't.
Mm-hmm. Really?
He didn't make any announcement. He said he's not making an announcement. If they want to fight each other, he's going to let them. He is going to not do anything and let the ring announcer do his thing, and the ring announcer did it exactly like Charlie. And
That's
that
really
was that.
cool.
But they all reunited at the end. Looks like the family feud is done. End of an era. No more Braun versus Ivan. I'm interested to see where the family goes now with Ivan, retiring. Is Braun gonna retire? All these questions I have. Where does Cheeks go? Charlie. I mean, at the end, Jay City came out with the family. Is he a new member of the family? Is he gonna carry on the name? Are we gonna have new members? I can't wait to ask these questions to Ivan.
All right. And we're going to have the opportunity next week when we get Ivan on the show.
But yeah, that's the end of ARW from this past Saturday. It was a fun show. I enjoyed myself. I lost my voice. Workhorses are assholes. They suck eggs. That's right. I used their own.
Suck eggs.
That's right. I used their own thing against them. So yeah, that's all I got for independent wise this week. Next week we'll have Chicago Style Wrestling and Dreamwave results and any SCW stuff that comes about.
Yep, August 27th, Dissension 9 returns to Shaban Civic Center. Tickets are $15. They're taking donations for school supplies for kids of the school year. Door opens at 6:30, bell time's at 7. Following week, September 3rd, SCW has their very first show ever in Herscher, Illinois. Labor Day Perseverance. Donations are accepted at $5 to get into it. It is at the Herscher Elementary School. Doors open at 5:30, bell time's at 6 o'clock. So back-to-back shows, leading us up into Steam Hollow in October, which I'm really excited about. I think it's the first week in October. I can't remember. But I'll get the date when we get closer to it.
October. I'm gonna do it. I'll go do it. It's in my photos, but I got October 8th.
October 8th. So a lot of wrestling going on. Obviously, with Nubby being here, we're getting more information and stuff. But these are actually turning into 2-hour shows, which I've never been a big fan of 2-hour shows, but because they're so involved, it makes them that much better. So.
We had a big discussion though. I think those are important points. Those are important points.
Well, maybe we'll get some referees on here and get their perspective on it. Or, maybe we'll get some fucking owners on here. Who knows? Maybe Terry one day will fucking show up. I don't know.
I'm probably going to get reprimanded at the next show for... I'll be the one that gets questioned. You won't. You probably won't even get a thought.
Nah. I've become pretty untouchable there. So, guys, make sure you follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, just by searching Just Freakin Wrestling or the JFW Podcast. And make sure you listen for our shows when they're dropped, and they're available on Podbean, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Just search Just Freakin Show or JFW Podcast. Wherever you listen to your shows, go ahead and just Google it, platforms, whatever. If you're able to rate and review it, like I know you can on iTunes, go ahead and give us a 5-star rating and a review. It helps us helps us boost us there, as well as following us on Podbean definitely helps. Because we are coming back with the SCW roundtables the Sunday morning following the Saturday shows. You need to have a login to Podbean in order to listen to the live stream. If you guys haven't been part of a live stream before or a live podcast of the SCW roundtable, basically you log into Podbean. You're part of the chat. You can interact with the show as it's going on. I take calls from some wrestlers from the previous show or any wrestlers that happen just to chime in. Have a brief conversation with them. Sometimes I'll answer from fans, depending if they're not bugging the hell out of me at the time and shit like that. And the wrestlers do get involved in the chats as well, so you can just type on in and enjoy it and everything. Nubby, I don't think you had a chance to see an SCW roundtable ever happen. But who knows, maybe one day you get a chance if you're ever free on a Sunday morning when we do it. You're more than welcome to chime in and be part of that with us. So those are coming back starting in August. So August 27th is the next show. So August 28th is our first SCW Roundtable of 2022. So, and those will be consistent going forward, following every Sunday morning from the SCW shows. Nubby, that's all I got.
I think it's time to ring the bell on this episode.
Perfect! As always, I am Travesty.
And I am the Amazing Turtle, Cowabunga Dudes.
And thank you for listening to another episode of Just Freakin' Wrestling, the JFW Podcast.